the port manager of Buchanan now. He's here representing President George Manawia. So maybe where the president should have been here, but because of his state of address, he is not here. Let's go back to the podium.
The superintendent of the county who represents the president in Maryland, the mayor, the port director for the Harper port in Maryland, the CEO, young and astute, prolific manager for Power Oil Liberia, the representation of LPRC, the representation of Ministry of Commerce, the president and his delegates from the Tubman University, the Bureau of Banks represented here, the people of Maryland. Wonderful people. I've heard Maryland was a country before. I'm 42, so I read that in history. I wasn't a participant when Maryland was a country. But I acknowledge the presence of Maryland so very well, to the extent that I respect the people from Maryland. I love them, I like to sit with them and argue with them and hear their history. One of them led this country so very well, according to different data, for a couple of years, 27 years if I'm specific. The president brings you greetings. The president asked me to say hi and say good afternoon. Beginning this morning when I was leaving, he said, say good morning. Hours ago when we arrived, I made him to understand we arrived on a flight and we are present at the occasion, and he said, say good afternoon, I'm getting ready for my own assignment here. The people are jubilating and they are excited and they're waiting for me at the Capitol. And I just say, have a good day and have fun. Because today we're making the safe representation at the SONA, the State of Nations Address. So it's all going to be fun now. It's not going to be the continuous bullying no more. That the president cannot mount the podium and express himself in the best way possible. It's going to be interesting this time and entertaining. Because the president had gotten accustomed and have accommodated everything that people have said against him. So the president asked me a few days ago to come here and represent him. My name is Civicus Barsigiah, and I'm the port director for the port of Buchanan, the second largest port in the Republic of Liberia. I'm also the freelance communication analyst to the President of the Republic of Liberia, and I'm here to represent him and explain a couple of stories, not to present a speech, because this occasion seems more of an example of young people, an example of people who are ready to lead this country, an example of people who are anxious to lead the country, an example of people who are willing to listen and learn and elevate their own platform, an example of people who in an urgency and with remorse of conscience, an example of discipline and humbleness. And so I was reading this story, Petroleum. I don't know his age, but I read the story and I was wondering how come. And I was measuring the story as an organizational data. I was measuring the story between him and the president. And so night ago the president was thinking, so who's Leon? And I said, remember, approximately 2 years ago, in February of 2021, we marched along the coast of the southeastern belt, and we were on a county tour. We walked around places. We dedicated different platforms. We spoke to people, elders, townships. We gave hugs and kisses and handshakes across the streets. We show love. We told your stories. But there was a man we met along the way. When you have just stopped before going down the port, there was a couple of young kids having a portrait of the president. And he made us stop. He took the portrait and asked them to go along with him. Then we came down the street. I said, you remember, there was a very young man with a red helmet and he was talking business. He was introduced to you by Dr. Bill Travel, then manager for the National Port Authority. Young man. And he said, do you have something to show to explain this man? Because as a freelance communication analyst, I should have something to show. And I showed a video of Leon walking behind the president looking for space. He didn't have no space. Life can be complicated and funny, challenging and very embarrassing. Leon was looking for space. He had no space. And then in the video he's asking, but who's Leon here? And I said, just look behind you. Your AD can just push Leon away. The CEO who put in $6 million now is the man I'm talking about. See, most of the times, people are looking for that very large person, that huge person, that stomach-filled person, that attractive person, well-dressed person, and all the watch and shoes so blinking. And so nobody saw Leon. Not too long when I arrived on the airport here, I was looking around and I saw these brothers looking for Barsigiah. I was standing right in the corner. It's always like that. Innovators are unseen. Creative minds are unseen. People who have targets are unseen. People who have ambitions are unseen. And people who have dreams are not seen at all. Especially in the third world countries like ours. So then Leon passes by, and then later on he was accommodated in a very little space. And so the president decided to talk to Leon this time. Not having a specific conversation, but breaking ground for him. And the president said, is this Leon? I said, yeah, this is man. He said, you go there for me, please. I have 2 different occasions today. I cannot let Leon down. He saw Leon as the guy coming the Sycamore Street, hunting to just see Jesus. He didn't say he want to talk to Jesus though. He didn't say he want to have a handshake with Jesus. He didn't say he want to hug Jesus or even eat with Jesus. He had one dream: climb the tree, look down, see him, and feel comfortable with life. The case with Leon, break my ground, and I'm okay. And Leon got a chance for him to break ground for him. Today we are telling Leon's story. And I'm present here representing the president. Our stories are not different. The scenarios are different. The contents are different. And so we got to calibrate who we are and where we're going from here. And see, we bully one another for no reason. And because you don't have a target, you don't have ambition, you don't know where you're going, so you are blaming Leon. In this case, the case study is Leon. And Leon is in the case of a president who was 18 years old, driving from the coast of Liberia. Arrived in Cameroon, Yaoundé, the capital. And the coach is asking, where is the Liberian player? Because that's a tiny guy. Not attractive at all. Dark in color, arriving in Yaoundé. The coach is asking the agent, where is the Liberian player? And as funny as it may seem, that man dominated the world. The keys were Leon in Maryland. And so Goldman Sachs have dominated this world for a couple of times, for those of you who know economics. And then he's been dominating the world for over and over, but currently he's starting all over again. See, we have been stuttering as a country because we don't see ourselves in others. We demean people, we relegate people, we neglect people, we look down on people, we show no respect to people, and we underrate people, we undermine people, and we think it's okay. The president asked me to tell these stories because he could see himself in the little video I showed him. He could see himself walking behind the agent on the field out there. So today is going to be fun and magnificent for the president who will hang on the microphone today, and more entertaining speech for all of us since 6 years ago. Approximately 2 years ago in February, we arrived here at Break Grounds, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing beautiful movements now. The press are here now. I don't know if they told the story of the evolution of this building. Again, it's our society, nobody tells your story. They reach out a point when the story is done. And you see them coming in, and they think they're part of the story. Good job, Leon. The president says good job. The president sees your job. The president will register your job in a notepad. Regularly, he's having notepads and his ink pens, and he was like, doesn't it resemble the time I spoke for the first time on a platform in politics, and I said Liberians will not be spectators in their own economy in the country? You have gone in archive, and you'll be a research center. For many who knows what research is. The president of the university knows so much, that's why he's accommodating you. He and his team wants to do business with you, because we are a research center now. See, your friend told a testimony, and that testimony is the level we must lay. If we learn to show gratitude along the way, then we will be accommodated. But for a mere contractor at LPRC, a mere truck boy at Connex, and a stock accounting at Connex, we run the shores and struggling and building his mind and getting focused to come here and achieve a dream. The president feels it. He's passionate about it. It's compassionate. It tells a story. It is exactly who we are. And that's how we should grow. And that's how we should develop. And every time we are let down, remember George Shumane. Remember Leon's story. And remember those who fought for this land in a more positive way. They have changed the course of those things that never anyone thought would have been changed. This country is ours to host. The country is ours to compete for. It is a place we must take our portion now. And I can remember, sir, in 2018, I just finished my 3rd degree of Master of Science in Leadership and Change. And then I engraved my name on the print, and I was ready to go for PhD. And I got a call from this president. You Barsigiah? Yeah. Can I talk to you? I'm like, who are you? This man called his name bluntly without adding presidency. He said, I'm Joshua. So I put my phone up. It doesn't make sense in a real life situation for the president to say, I'm Joshua. You should be saying, I'm President Joshua. I hope we encore it. And so he made 2 more calls, and that's pure humility. The 3rd call, I decided to engage on the phone. Can you come to Liberia? And I want to talk to you. I want us to talk something. And I flew in October 14. 4 hours of a conversation. Keep telling this president, I don't want to work in government. I like to be script writers. I like to give views. I like to give opinions. And I began as an executive management consultant. But see, I tell you these stories like I wanted to do today, because I want you to go deep down into reflection and know who you are and where you're going from here. Because Leon's story should push you from where you are now. Because if you're lazy, get stronger. And if you're weak, get stronger. And if you feel uncomfortable, get comfortable now. Because a mere contractor from the LPRC is here as a CEO. And the president showed that this man is going to change the dynamics in here in Maryland. The entire Southeast will benefit from this game plan. And all he's asking all of us to do is to give him the support, to keep encouraging him. Like the bankers said, we'll give you all the support, ranging from UBA, EcoBank, SRB, IB. I saw competitive skill on this platform seconds ago. Who brought that here? The stock accountant, former stock accountant, who nobody saw. Like I said, nobody sees a dreamer. He brought them all lining up here competing unknowingly. Isn't that awesome for a regular guy like him becoming a CEO? So we've come today to let you know anything is possible. We've come today to let you know, let's encourage one of us and all of us to be one of those people who can change the taste of negativity to positivity. See, life is comfortable when you can find home in somebody, and somebody can teach you how to grow, and if you are willing to listen, you can leave the followership to leadership. And if you become a leader, just be disciplined and humble and teach another person to grow, and let's continually do that. And if we teach and teach and teach, we'll have a population of ready people. And because we are not ready, and so we are sitting on some streets and talking the things that don't concern us. We are defining ourselves negatively every day. Get up now. If you're sleeping, wake up. If you're sitting, stand up. If you feel sad, get happy now. If you're uncomfortable, take comfort now. Wherever you are, see yourself in Leon. There are several rooms available in Leon. And I'm very sure if the president watching before his 4 o'clock speech, he's grateful that I'm telling straight in your face as it is. And I'm using Leon's story as a catalyst to measure our youthful population. I'm 42, I don't know his age. I should be older than him, I'm guessing. But if I'm here today to represent the president for the first time in my life, I'm growing. Growth is a manifesto, it's a journey, it's a template, it's a content, it's a catalyst, it's a character, it's characteristic, it changes color. But you cannot tell you've grown if you never move one step. And that's why the guy transitioned from the soccer field to politics. And then when they ask him a question, why are you here? He said, I'm just shifting gears. And again, he's coming again the same year, the same question again. Meaning they never found a way to beat him yet. He's still breaking the same question. But as a leadership expert, I've always asked opposition. I can give you some free consultancy while you run against this man like America do. Because we're not finding a way to get rid of him. We keep accommodating him by asking unnecessary questions. You beat them again. I'm sorry to say that if you offend her, but I'm sorry. Let's make Maryland a better place. Let's cut these ribbons. Let's go in this beautiful building and sit in an air-conditioned room for the first time if you've never done. Let's walk around the streets here and see terminus. Let's walk down the street to a bank if we never did before and just pay for our wherever we want. And let's bring a car down here. If we don't have, there will be people delivering to you. And for the first time in the history of the Southeastern Belt, you can drive from Sando, pick up wherever you want from here without no hurdles. It's going to get better. And we're going to make it better. Lastly, the president asked me to tell you, don't just fuel his development, claim it. Thank you so much. God bless Leon, the entity, and the people of Maryland.